now I realise I still needed to work on myself where I was giving myself away. Because the story that was reflected back to me with SP was that it was almost like a sacrifice, like I've said, to sacrifice. And I understand now that I've had the time to really come back and think that I can't sacrifice for anyone, right? And this is hence why I'm doing this video about SP and who SP is, because I still want to have that specific person in my life. I want that love. I want to wake up next to someone and feel contented and held and cherished and unique and their princess and their one and looked at with that level of love. And I want to do the same with that person. But what I realised that I needed to come back and work on with me, which I am doing, this isn't for another video, but I will just put this in as well because it is relevant, that the 3D is dead. So when the 3D brings up a circumstance, and it's not a very nice circumstance, there is a time lag, and anyone who's in the manifesting community understands or has maybe researched about time lags and the fact that it's a dead circumstance. So it's thoughts and feelings from the past. And that really helps you to understand that you don't need to blame yourself for things. You don't need to internalise it and say, what did I do? Where could I have changed it? What did I do wrong? Especially with the manifesting journey. You're not doing anything wrong. The only thing that you have to do is get up every day with that vision of who you are and what you want, right? And this isn't coming, again, like I said, it's not coming from an egotistical point of view where you try, and this is the unfortunate thing about my circumstances with this relationship. Now, going back to the positives from this relationship, it's been the most healthiest relationship and start to relationship that I've had, because I went in with the intention of it being a healthy thing, to not react in the moments, to not need to force anybody else to change, that person to change for me. But unfortunately, the reflection, the dead story from the past, reflected back to me that that individual, that specific person, wanted to change me. Now I've got a choice. We have a choice. This is what choosing yourself is. I could have said, okay, I'll change and mould and be something that I'm not for this relationship. And this is what we do, even when we're manifesting. That is not going to be sustainable, because we will have these people, we manifest these SPs into our life. It's not a problem with manifesting people into our orbit, but it's whether it's sustainable to what you're actually going for. Does that make sense? Maybe some of these things won't make sense unless you go on your own journey, unless you work with me as your coach. But it makes perfect sense to me because it's all tried and tested, and now I understand. So what do I do? What do I do now with the knowledge of, okay, so this story, this reflection is being reflected back to me. Now we have a choice. We talk about it in the community all the time. Do we manifest an ex back? Or do we manifest new love? There's a plethora of choices here. And again, the point to the video is to highlight choosing you. And I get it now. Because if you choose you can't lose, because that will always be reflected back to you in your 3D reality, right? Now, I could have made different decisions with splitting up with this current SP. I could have made a decision where I sacrifice who I am and what I want to then say, so that's your dream, that's your vision, so I will say, right, I'll do that then, and we'll go with that. Logically, how could that work? How could that work? You know? It's not what I'm going for, like in my vision. That's not the wish fulfilled. My vision in the wish fulfilled is to be unconditionally loved, to be seen, to be heard, to be cherished, to be to communicate, to be very vulnerable, to understand that I am me and you are you. Does that mean we're perfect? Hell no. Does that mean we can't build foundations and work together? Of course, that's what it's all about. But fundamentally, I don't want to change you, and I don't want you to change me. And this is what I'm realising. So when we're questioning SP, manifest SP, ask yourself, where are you compromising your wish fulfilled? Things aren't perfect for me in the 3D reality that I'm in currently, but I know there will be, because I'm choosing me without ego. I'm choosing me from that space that I want to choose my partner in, and that's healthy and that's sustainable. So I know it's an emotional one, but I really want you to grasp this, because it's so important for your self-growth. You know, that person that I picked from my partner when I was a young pup will never come back into my orbit, because I am on such a different plane, such a different energetic state to that person. And you know, hypothetically, that person's grown and evolved, and I'm only using this as an example because I know for certainty that this isn't my situation, but that person from the past you first loved, you know, from years ago, they've evolved, they've grown, they're on that trajectory the same as you. That's your energetic match. That is your match. And then the right people will always come into your reality at the time that they're meant to. I just want to leave this point as well, which is a hard pill to swallow sometimes, but it's really imperative to grasp. We can't teach people lessons. We can't, and this has been a hard pill for me to swallow, as I say, because because of being an empath and you know, wanting to love and be loved and give myself away for those reasons previously, the old version, the old man, as Neville Goddard puts it. You know, I would sacrifice myself to say, I can change them, I can help them, I can. It's all love. I've only got to love them, and they will see, because it's love that teaches, and it does in so many ways. But so does pain, and so does what we call tower moments, realizations. People have to do this in their own way, at their own pace, at their own time, and you can't interfere with that. And this is the other thing with, do I manifest an ex? Do I manifest new love? Again, it's irrelevant, because the same principle applies. You have to grow, you have to change, You have to get to a level with where you attract that, what you want, what you're going for in your wish fulfilled, right? Everybody else has to run their own race. They have to evolve at their own pace without your interference. Because as much as you think that you can change someone, you can't. And if you feel like you have short term, that's all it is short term. So this is why I understand now that I have to move away from people. If you don't understand where I'm at, that's okay, because you can only be right now where you are, but I know where I am, and I know what I want, what's my worth and what's my value, and I'm never going to compromise that again. So yeah, emotional, but I didn't cry, so that's good. Well, I don't mind crying actually and showing my emotions and being vulnerable. It's the way I learn, you know. But I really hope that you are on the similar energetic wavelength and trajectory as me to understand this. And if you're not, that's okay, because you can still consult with me and I will help you understand these concepts. So have a blessed day. I'm really sending you some loving, unconditional, positive energy your way. So I'll see you in the next one.